And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Canal Little League tonight. It's the District 2 championship game, possibly. Could be the final game. It could be number 2 of 3 between Naamans and Brandywine. And 302 Sports is here to bring it to you. Mike Lang, Jason Winchell, and Nick Halliday down on Route 40 at Canal. And Jay, the first game went to Naamans 10-0. It was a no-hitter for Josh Stiebel. He's back on the hill today. He's had the required amount of rest, and he'll be pitching tonight against Jason Ganevich of Brandywine. We got that pronunciation straight from Dad, so we're good there. And we've been off since the high school baseball championship game, so we need to get back into practice, and I can't think of a better way than some Little League baseball. I'm excited to be here.
I am too. I got the screen in front of me, Mike, so I'm going to try and pay attention to you as much as I can. I'm watching on this little monitor in here, but
we are a home run away from disaster. So I didn't bring my glove, but I might have to zip in front of the table.
You know who made a great catch was Tom McCarthy that one year when they were out there in the outfield. And he was with two baseball players, and Jamie Moyer and Matt Stairs, and McCarthy made the catch.
Naamans will be the visitors here in Game 2, and we'll get you the lineup right now. Matt Robinette bats first. He's playing second base. Second batter is Max Fox. He's the center fielder. Third is Joe Ricciardi in left field. Josh Stiebel, the pitcher, he'll bat fourth. Nick Rubino at shortstop batting fifth. Isaac Big Cat Aulick, a home run in the previous game. He's batting sixth and playing first base. Vinny Alfieri is the catcher batting seventh. In the eighth position, Nolan Gordon, he's an extra hitter. Jude Sawyer bats ninth. He's an extra hitter. Abram Judy is batting 10th. He's the right fielder. Batting 11th, Justin Tetrick. And we say hello to Mrs. Justin's grandmother watching in Orlando, Florida. Just so we know, it's Tetrick and not Tetrick.
Correct, in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, and he's the third baseman.
Yep.
Will Stewart bats 12th. He's an extra hitter. And Mason McAllister bats 13th, also an extra hitter. So you may have noticed 13 batters in the lineup. Nobody doesn't bat, and there's a little change in the Little League rules, as everyone they'll go through the lineup and bat that way. I think they have a 5-run limit in Little League per inning, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think
change that. I don't think in this
the postseason.
in this
Who
level.
knows? We'll find out as we go along.
Yeah, they don't, because the Little League World Series. This is what it's all about. They don't have any run limit.
We'll get to the defensive alignment here for Brandywine. It's Jason Ganevich. Pitching. Catching is Ryan Coleman. At first base, Carter Palmer. Second base is Tyler Overly. Shortstop, Carter McCann. Third base, Wes Fisk. We'll get the outfield for you in 1 second. It's fouled off. That's strike 2. In left field, it's going to be Cal Steinauer. He's right here in front of us, number 6. In center field, Leo Astor. And in right field, Matt Solinger. 0-2 pitch on the way from Ganevich. Looks a bit outside. He gets by the catcher. Haven't seen too many Little League games recently. I live right by Dyer Field. Brandywine plays some games there. It used to be the home of Claymont Little League when I was a kid. That ball sent into right field over the outfielders, and it one hops up against the fence. Robinette on his way to second. He's going to roll in with a double, and a good start here for Naamans on the long double to right field by Matt Robinette.
That's a good way to get it started, like you said, Mike. He was down 0-2 in the count, got it back to 1-2, and then does a great job of hitting the double.
That'll bring Max Fox to the plate. I mentioned these teams played a couple days ago, and he gets hit by a pitch, so it's going to be first and second. They played on the 15th, not on the 15th,
no.
I'm sorry. They played on the 12th, and it was Naamans with the 10-0 win, Stiebel with the complete game. Yeah, we got to thank the teams for this information that we got, including from Andy Fox from Naamans. Naamans is coached, by the way, by Jason Robinette and Nick Rubino. Brandywine is coached by Scott McCann, John Fisk, and Mark Overly. Thanks to the folks here at Canal Little League for hooking us up, Jay, with a couple 100 feet of extension cords. And a spot here in left field. And Nick on the little platform. Nick, that was a great purchase. It was free. That makes it an even better purchase.
Yeah, it's from Slazy Animal.
Thanks to the Slazy Animal for platform. There is ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Joe Ricciardi with the walk. So everybody moves up 60 feet.
This is the start you want if you're Naamans. Like we said, they're in the driver's seat here, Mike. They're one. All they have to do is win here today, and don't worry about it if necessary game tomorrow. And here you go, you load the bases. Now, like you said, they played on the 12th. Naamans hasn't played since then. Brandywine had to play on Saturday. So, whoever pitched Saturday or combination of pitchers.
Fisk.
Okay.
And Ganovich threw 18 pitches on Saturday.
Which he'll be eligible to throw then, I think.
Well, he's pitching now. So
Yeah.
we have a mound visit. Batters Josh Stiebel, the pitcher. There's a big cut. No contact. It's 0-1.
He can help himself here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to move in front of the table here, just in case. In this case, Stiebel gets a hold of one. That pitch is low and outside, 1-1.
Yes.
Yeah, not that I don't trust Mom. There's a called strike outside corner. Ganovich ahead 1-2. They could use the big out here. Now the infield is back. In fact, the second baseman, that ball's fouled down the right field line, out of play. Second baseman, Jay, one step into the outfield. Basically, his heels are in the grass. Now, in the Major League Baseball, that would not be allowed. Infielders have to be in the infield. Strike 3 called, and there's a big out for Brandywine.
That's what they say, Mike. I was watching the game the other day, and the shortstop was playing on the other side of second base, and they didn't even call anything.
So this brings to the plate Nick Rubino, the shortstop, wearing number 2. Big cut, strike 1. A lot of these kids know each other, go to school with each other up in the schools up in North Wilmington, Brandywine School District, and some of the private schools up there. And that ball's fouled over the big net and out of play, and that's a big 0-2 count.
Yeah, that was big. Bases loaded, no outs. He gets a strikeout. Now he gets ahead 0-2.
Ganovich gets him to chase the high fastball, and that's strike 3. Big out there. And they have a chance here, Jake, to get out of it. But the big cat is up. Isaac Aulick. Remember that kid from Jersey?
Yep.
I hit dingers. That's the big cat right there. Isaac Aulick, number 30. Now I'm definitely going to move over here to save our equipment. Ball gets past the catcher, but yeah, Aulick went dead center last time. So that was the catcher's Ryan Coleman for Brandywine. Ball 2.
Oh, he's in the driver's seat, up 2-0 in the count, Mike. For a pitch to drive.
He does get a hittable pitch there, but he swings through it 2-1. Yeah, I see people with food. There's a concession stand somewhere around here.
Unless they're going.
Not that we're gonna have time to go visit.
Unless they go into the.
Driven to right field. It's in the gap. It's through. 1 run's home. Here comes Fox. He's gonna score. Aulick rolls into second. They're gonna send the runner from third. They got a chance to get him at third base. He's in the rundown. But there's nobody covering home. He scores. Aulick with a double. 3 runs come home. 2 RBIs. Ricciardi caught up there, but nobody came home to cover. So 2 RBI double for Aulick to drill that ball to right center field.
Yeah, he did. That's a good piece of
Ricciardi
hitting.
had stopped, Jay, and
Yep.
realized there's nobody at the plate. And the batter is the catcher, Vinny Alfieri. So early 3-0 lead here on top of the first. Big swing, no contact. This is the 7th batter of the inning for Naamans. Inside for a ball. What's the count on here?
I have a 2-1.
2-1. Okay, I missed the first pitch. I was catching up on my scorebook here.
Not that I'm accurate because I can't hear the umpire.
That's low. 3 balls in the strike. So Aulick, he ripped that one to right center. Line drive to the fence. That's inside. So might be 2-2 now. So both of us missed that one. Here's the pitch to Alfieri. Fouled off the umpire. Thanks for joining us tonight. The Phillies are off, so No distractions there after a big weekend series with the Padres. Strike 3 called, and Ganovich strikes out the side, but Naamans picks up 3 runs, 2 of them on the double by Aulick, and then 1 on the rundown, and it's 3-0 Naamans. Jay, we're going to keep it here between tops of the innings?
Yes.
Alrighty. So just so I know.
Yeah, we'll go to break at the after each complete inning. I think that's a good time to go. Take a commercial break. Gives you a chance to go over the lineup for...
Here we go for Brandywine. Batting first, the left fielder Cal Steinauer. Second is the second baseman, Tyler Overlay, the second baseman. I was one myself. Jason Ganovich, the pitcher, bats third. Carter McCann, the shortstop, batting second. Wes Fisk, the third baseman, hits fifth. Ryan Coleman, the catcher, batting sixth. Bryce Avent he's an extra hitter. He's hitting seventh. Matt Sullinger, the right fielder, is hitting eighth. Carter Palmer at first base bats ninth. Will Noble is extra hitter, hitting 10th. Liam Mitchell, an extra hitter, hits 11th. And Leo Astor, the center fielder, he is going to hit 12th. Astor was busy in that first inning chasing a couple of doubles to the fence. So some extra base hitting there for Naamans pays off.
Well, yeah, they only had the 2 hits, but they were both doubles.
And they had a hit batter and a walk.
And a walk, yep.
A little early command. But he just struck out the side and then kind of settled down after that first 3 batters. And he had Aulick, but man, he just ripped that double. Stiebel on the mound for Naamans. Catcher is Alfieri. First baseman is Isaac Aulick. Second base, Matt Robinette. Shows a bunt, he goes after it, and that's going to be strike 1. Your shortstop, Nick Rubino. Third baseman is Justin Tetrick. Left field, Joe Ricciardi. Center field, Max Fox. Right fielder is Abram Judy. 0-1, the count here on Steinauer. He lays the bunt down. It's a decent one, but Stiebel's there. And that's out number 1. Score at 1-3 in the book. Did a good job getting to that one.
Yeah, filled your position if you can fill your position. I know what Brandywine was trying to do. They got no hit last time. They're trying to get runners on base early in this one. And
there's another bunt, this time on the first base side. Stiebel on that one shovels it to the big cat for out number 2. Yeah, they had no hits, and but Naamans, through the first 3 games of their tournament, 0 errors. Now, the coach told us this. It's not me jinxing you. If the coach gives me the information, I'm going to use it. Swing and a miss by Ganovich, the pitcher. 2 outs and nobody on. I'm just the messenger, folks.
That's L-A-N-G.
I'm just the messenger. That pitch is a little high, 1-1. That's a good one on the inside corner. It's 1-2. Strike 3 called, and 1-2-3 goes Brandywine in their half of the first. Stiebel keeps rolling. 3-0 Naamans. We're back with second inning action. You're watching Little League Baseball on 302 Sports.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Eggspectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
All right, we're back in between innings. Jay, it's been a while since we've been we streamed an event, and it took us a while to get everything set up here today. We're not quite into mid-season form yet,
Yeah, no.
but we're getting there. We've got a big slate of high school action coming at you this fall, and we'll be at Goldie Beacom for soccer, volleyball, and then into the basketball season. And we are it's going to be another busy year.
Speaking of Goldie volleyball, you see who's on that team this year?
Yeah,
My good friend Morgan Mendick
Morgan Mendick
transferred in from Cabrini.
How about that? That's some sad news about Cabrini. Is it University? Yeah. All right, your first batter today in the second inning is Nolan Gordon, number 21. He's an extra hitter. Fouls that one back. Some sad news about Cabrini, but some other schools are picking up some talent. Danovich throws and gets the strike on 3 pitches. Strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts for Jason Ganovich. Good pitch there, and it was a little high and outside, but he got Gordon to go for it. Jude Sawyer, another extra hitter, is the 9th batter in the lineup. He's wearing number 5. Jay, I wore number 1. I don't see a 1 on here for Naamans, but that was my number when I played Little League. And Liam Mitchell wears number 1 for Brandywine. That was back when number 1 used to fit me. That ball's grounded to second base, fielded and played there by second baseman Tyler Overly over to Carter Palmer for out number 2. 2 quick outs. I don't want to jinx anybody here, but that's a good play by Overly. Abram Judy, the batter, he's playing right field. And Jay, this kid looks like he could reach us with a fly ball. Long and lanky. Big cut, no contact. They're playing him about a little deeper than I'd say average in the outfield. Steinauer, left fielder, is only a few feet in front of us. You know what they say, it's a lot easier to go in for a fly ball than chase it behind you. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So in order, Naamans goes down, and good job there by Ganovich. Nice play by Overly in the field, and that's the inning they needed after inning number 1, 3-0 Naamans. So we head to the bottom of the second. Jay, we're right across the street from Hodgson Votech, and they are not playing their football games there this year. Obviously, they're going to have some renovations. They're not renovations. They're building a new school over there, but looks like they have not quite gotten started yet. But they'll get there. I always like to see these projects go up. It's kind of neat. So Hodgson will be playing their games at 3 different locations this year, home games. We have 36 pitches for Jason Ganovich. Pat Garianis, what a joker.
What'd he say? Messing with you guys?
Yeah, it's just Pat, you know. Like Pat's got it on the big screen tonight.
Does he? Oh, down at OBX? Oh,
Hey, Pat, if Brandywine wins tonight, we need you here tomorrow night, buddy. Yeah, you better start driving now.
That's a hike.
All right, Stiebel will pitch here against Carter McCann, the shortstop. And, Jay, they got to get to Josh Stiebel somehow. That's not very easy. This young man, he's going to be pitching in high school in a couple of years.
They tried some things in that first inning
There's
with some bunts.
the ground ball to second, and the throw over, and that's an out. The play there made by Matt Robinette, so score 4-3. Third baseman Wes Fisk is your batter. He's wearing number 2. I imagine that these are names that we will get to know rather well, and next year takes a cut at the high fastball 0-1.
I'm sure we will, Mike. Yep.
It's funny when you go back to like Canal over here, District 2 champion, and they have the names of the players on there. I bet you I'll go over between innings and see how many that we know. That's driven down the right field, or out in the right field, played there by the left-handed right fielder, and that is Abram. That does not look like Abram Judy out there. Nick, what's the number of the right fielder? It's not Abram Judy anymore, so I'm not sure who's out there. We'll try to get that number. The batter for Brandywine is Ryan Coleman. Yeah, we're going to keep up with you as much as we can. I didn't expect to switch after the first inning. Coleman, the catcher. So our apologies to the family of the right fielder. And I can't really see the number. I need him to turn the other way, not this way.
What was that first pitch called?
That was a doesn't matter. It's flied into center field, caught there by Max Fox for the out, and that's going to do it for Brandywine. He gets some bats on the ball, Jay, but nothing falls, and they trail 3-0 as we head into the third. That right fielder, by the way, number 27, and that's Mason McAllister. So the McAllister family, our apologies. We got it for you, and we're back. You're watching Little League Baseball on 302 Sports.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
you may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier?
All right, we're back. We got a message from Pat Garianis. A couple of smiley face crying emojis. I think that's his way of saying he won't be here tomorrow. All righty, we move to the top of the third. That's all right, Pat, we got you. Top of the third, batting is Justin Tetrick. Fouls that one off the screen down the right field line, 0-1. Jason Ganovich done a pretty good job here, Jay. 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Just 2 big hits, really is it.
The 2 doubles.
Two
I mean,
doubles.
that's the only thing. He hit a batter and the walk.
That's inside, it's 1-1.
Um,
I think he's been pretty good today.
he has. Really has.
That ball fouled off, and really the third run was really just a defensive lapse more than anything else. There's the sign I want to look at is the 2011 10-year-old champions, not the 2019. Nothing against that. Kristen Caldwell did a great job with that team. That's inside 2-1. But those kids would be like just starting high school or maybe sophomores. I want to look at that other one next time we break. That one's fouled back, so the count remains, is it 1-2?
2-2.
2-2. Tetrick will be followed by Will Stewart and Mason McAllister, now the right fielder here in the third. That's sent down the right field line, off the fence, and foul. Always enjoy doing these Little League games. Been doing them for a long time. Field's up and down the state. Strike 3 called, and that's strikeout number 6 for Ganovich. Jet, we did a game a couple years ago from Millsboro. Remember that ride down to Millsboro and
There was. That was a
set
good
up in the back of Benny's truck?
Yeah. Benny's got the best setups. And I'm sure he's wearing his flip-flops.
Swing and a miss by Will Stewart. It's 0-1. And we've done games at down at 18th of Van Buren and Wilmington. It's at Wilmington Little League. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, of course, last year we were at
I missed
New York
last year.
National.
I missed last year's. I think I might have been on vacation. Who knows?
Well, you were there. You were working, I think.
0-2 pitch from Ganovich. A little high. Ball 1 Delaware. Of course, it had some teams. Newark National, I believe, was it Newark National that was in the Little League World Series a couple years ago? Strike 3 called. Out number 2. Good job there. He's cut that pitch count down quite a bit. Number 11, Jason Ganovich. Your batter is Mason McAllister. Started the game as an extra hitter. Now your right fielder. Throws left. Swings right. Sends up the middle. Nice stop there by the shortstop. Cross. Made the play. Great play there by shortstop Carter McCann, and that ends the inning 6-3 if you're scoring at home. 1-2-3 goes Naamans. Jay, they've retired 7 straight Naamans batters.
Yeah, they really have. Like I said, the key was the 2 hits, the 2 doubles in the first inning, but it's really done a nice job. And like you said, 7 straight now.
And 8 strikeouts so far.
They just have to see if they can get the bats going here, which is easier said than done against.
I'm sorry, seven
Naamans.
strikeouts. 7 strikeouts for Ganovich, and 2 groundouts, and a nice play there by McCann, sliding behind the bag to his left and making the play to first base. A great play there by the Brandywine fielders. And your first baseman on that play is Carter Palmer. So it was Carter to Carter, Carter McCann to Carter Palmer. So we go to the bottom of the third, batting for Brandywine. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Bryce Avent, Matt Sullinger, and another Carter Palmer against Josh Stiebel. And he is rolling right along, 6 up and 6 down. I'm not jinxing you, Josh. I'm just passing along information. So Bryce Avent, an extra hitter. Sullinger, the right fielder. Palmer, the first baseman. First pitch, I believe, was a ball as I was looking up at down on my scorebook. Jay, there's the sign over there is the Canal Little League 2011 10-year-old champs. That's what I'm going to go check out after this one. And we'll see how many of those names ring a bell. Inside, 2-0. Stiebel says, must be the ball, and he switches it out. That was always my reasoning too. There's times the coaches made a mistake and put me in the pitch. High strike swinging, 1 and 2. There's a 2 and 2. I couldn't see the umpire's fingers. I think 2 and 2.
I believe it should be 2 and 2.
2 and 2. Ground ball back to Stiebel. He knocks it down. Does a great job picking it up, spins and throws to Aulick for the out. Nice play by Josh Stiebel.
That's how you filled your position, right? Yeah. Nice job. Knocks it down. Doesn't panic, and gets the out of first base.
Brings up Matt Sullinger, the right fielder, batting for the first time. Tries the bunt. It goes fouled over toward the Naamans dugout. Beautiful evening here in Glasgow. I guess this is Glasgow. We consider Glasgow, and it was a hot day. It's really not too bad out here. It was a little hotter last night than it is today. I think Saturday was the real hot day, right? Saturday was pretty steamy.
Oh, Saturday was awful. I had to unpack from the beach, and it was not pretty.
So that's a ball. Brandywine just looking. They're ready to explode in the cheer. They did beat Newark National on the 15th, 3-2. So they've had some cheering. Brandywine also a win over Canal in this tournament. Strike 3. Just a second strikeout for Stiebel. They don't really say how, just how many. He's getting the outs. He doesn't really care how he gets them. Carter Palmer, the first baseman, the batter. The lefty takes the first pitch for a strike. Stiebel not wasting any time, and why not? Here's a fly ball to center. Fox is there to put it away. And 1, 2, 3 goes Brandywine after 3 complete. It's 3-0 Naamans. We're back after this.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most.
Home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
All right, we are back heading to the fourth inning here at Canal Little League. 3-0 Naamans. The Naamans, I don't think they have a nickname, just Naamans. They're back to the top of the lineup, and this is Matt Robinette. He doubled his first time up to right center field. And he sends this one into right. Track down there by Sullinger. He makes the play, goes a little bit to his left. Once he found it, I think he was okay. Just is on him in a hurry. Max Fox was hit by a pitch his first time up. He scored a run, as did Robinette. Swing and a miss, 0-1. So Ganovich getting those guys to chase some pitches upstairs. You know, they look big as beach balls when they're up there. This time it's in the dirt, 1-1. Ground ball up the middle, stopped by the second baseman, but can only knock it down. Jay, I'm feeling generous. That was overly made a tough play to his right. I'm going to give a hit.
That's an infield. That's an infield single.
Joe Ricciardi, the left fielder, he walked his first time up.
I mean, with Major League Baseball scoring, as John Kruk said, Tony Gwynn would hit 700 if he was playing nowadays.
Yeah, they give hits to everybody. Fouled off the screen. The play yesterday, or Saturday, when Turner flipped it behind his back, they ended up giving a base hit. There's a pitch drop by the catcher. Set to second. He's out at second. What a play! No, safe. He gets in. Tough to see from here. I thought he beat him with the throw. So I sent it. Now here the coach wants. So the coach saw it the way I did, but no video replay in this one. I don't care what Nick got on that shot. I'm going to watch it later, Nick, just to make sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he slid to the opposite side. It doesn't mean he didn't get him from this angle, but I think, the umpire's right on top of it.
He is right there,
I'm going with him.
Chopper up the middle. It's a base hit. Played. They're going to have to hold the runner at third. Fox for a base hit for Ricciardi. First and third with one out here for Naamans. That one was chopped up the middle, but the center fielder, Leo Astor, made a great play coming in on that one and got a big hop, and there was no way for Fox to score on that play. But now they have Stiebel up. He struck out his first time up. This one he lines into right field, just foul.
The other one from the Saturday was the one that went right through Sosa's legs for a double.
Well, I sent a tweet out to MLB scoring changes, and they said that the guy who was running on that other play is really fast, and you have to judge it from when Turner would have been able to throw it. And I said, bunk. Here's a line drive. Caught. Oh, not caught by the shortstop. They're going to get a run, and everybody's safe. Well, how's the scoring on that one? I don't want to be the official scorer here. We're gonna go E6 on that one. That's a tough scoring play. Send your emails to Nick Halliday. That makes the score 4-0. Nick Rubino, he struck out his first time up. First and second, one out for Naamans. Rubino, the shortstop. And the son of the coach, Nick Rubino. Fouled back. Brandywine gets some action in the pen. Once I see the number, I'll pass that along. Is that number 1? Liam Mitchell, I believe, is warming up. Strike called, 1 and 2. That is Liam Mitchell warming up for Brandywine down here in the left field bullpen. Time called by Rubino. He's got a 1-2 count. Isaac Aulick and his big bat waits on deck. You know who else they called the big cat? Andres Galarraga.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids would have no idea who Andres Galarraga is. But trust me, he could hit.
Yeah.
Chopped up the middle. Shortstop to second for one to throw to first. Not in time, but they do get one out on the play. A fielder's choice moves Ricciardi to third base, and Stiebel's forced at second. Score that 6-4.
They probably don't even know who the Montreal Expos is.
Well, you know what? You're missing a pretty darn, actually a really good team most of the time with a great logo. That pitch upstairs to Aulick. His double got to the center field fence in no time. It drove in 2. Third run scored on a rundown. Pitch in the dirt. Galarraga played for a lot of teams, but the Expos are one of them. He played for Colorado and the Braves, and I'm not sure where else. Ganovich takes a look at third. Strike called. In Little League, you can't take a lead until the ball crosses the plate, I believe is the rule.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a walk for Aulick, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the 4th. The batter will be the catcher, Vinny Alfieri. He struck out his first time up. So the bases are loaded. Here's a visit from the coach. See if they leave Ganovich in. Brings back memories of my Little League days in Claymont Little League. It unfortunately doesn't exist anymore. Kind of morphed into Brandywine. Alrighty, so words of wisdom have been spoken. Alright, Jay, Andres Galarraga. Let's go to baseballreference.com.
Mm-hmm.
He played forever. First pitch, swing and miss upstairs. 19 years in the big leagues. Played for Montreal for the first 8 years of his career. 7. He went back to Montreal later before the Montreal moved to D.C. St. Louis for a year. Colorado for 5 years. 2 years with the Giants. Two seasons with Atlanta, part of a season with Texas, and 7 games with the Anaheim Angels at the end of his career. Bases loaded. They can break it wide open here. We'll see what Alfieri can do against Ganovich. Fouled it off himself. So there's 2 strikes.
Like I said, a big spot here in this game.
Yeah, this is a big one. Off-speed pitch outside, and looks like the umpire signaling 2-2.
2-2.
2-2, like Chuck Woolery. 2-2.
I have it 3-2.
It's another reference no Little League kid's going to get. Just missed. It was actually 3-2.
That's what I had.
He walks in a run. It's an RBI there for Alfieri. That makes the score 5-0. As everybody moves up a base. Ricciardi came home to score. So now third base is Rubino, second base Aulick, first base Alfieri, your batter.
I think there's a
Nolan Gordon.
thought I saw a pinch
And
runner
we have
coming.
umpires coming in. Maybe a courtesy runner for the catcher. I would think one of the extra hitters could come in and run. Not Gordon because he's batting and Sawyer's on deck.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
say-
the thing with Little League. It's probably since everyone bats. I don't know if you can have a runner.
The next 3 hitters are extra hitters: Gordon, Sawyer, and Abram Judy. So the bases are loaded, 2 outs, 2 runs home. 5-0 Naamans, and we're still gonna have. We're still talking it over. So we have a second. I think they're explaining why or why not they can't make a change here, but everybody's in the lineup. That's the problem. And they're all coming. They're all due up soon. But I mean, by the time they get to the last one, he'd have to be home, or the inning would be over. Looks like we've solved all the issues here. 3 umpires, 4 umpires, 4
Yep.
umpires tonight. Ganovich pitches to Nolan Gordon, and that's ball 1. Speaking of umpires, and if you have, it's fouled back into the screen 1-1. Always use umpires at every level. These Little League umpires, Jay, you know how much they get paid?
0.
0. That's correct. So just remember that when when you're ready to yell at the umpire, even if they're being paid, you should just be nice to the umpires. But if you need umpires, then get out there and be an umpire. Big swing. He's trying to send that one to the picnic tables in center field. 1 and 2. With this complex, this goes on forever, doesn't it? Strike 3, and that's going to do it. 2 runs for Naamans as they extend the lead to 5-0. Stiebel on his way back out. We'll see if Brandywine has the answer. They will bat Will Noble, Liam Mitchell, and Leo Astor making their first appearances at the plate. All right, back here, Canal Little League. Will Noble, extra hitter, is at the plate. He's the 10-hole hitter. That takes some getting used to, too. Just outside, 1-0. Stiebel mowed them down on 54 pitches the other night. Right here at Canal, they played. They're going to be their home away from home, Brandywine and Naamans. Here's the pitch. Little low. 3 balls, no strikes. To Noble, I can imagine he's going to take at least 1 pitch here. You got to get somebody on base. Strike called. Now, if you look in the strike zone, Little League a little bit bigger than what you're used to if you're watching Major League Baseball. Strike 2, that's about waist high. That's a good pitch. They usually go from the letters to the knees. Swing and a miss, so Stiebel bounces back and gets 3 strikes, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, that's a good way to battle back.
And now that brings up Liam Mitchell, an extra hitter who was warming up in the pen last inning. Naamans, if they win, the winner of the tournament, the District 2 tournament, advances to the Delaware State Championship hosted by Nanticoke Little League in Seaford. And they will play on the 25th at 7 p.m. Benny's going to have to maybe rest up during the day that game.
Yeah, I don't know if Benny's doing all the games or if he's just doing the championship.
Here's the pitch, grounded to third base. Nice short hop there across the diamond, and that play was made by Justin Tetrick. Sorry, I had to go back and look. Tetrick at third base makes the play. And the batter is Leo Astor, the center fielder. Showing bunt, pops it way up in the air. Boy, Steve almost got to it. He was running into the fence in front of the dugout. And as much as you want to get that out, you want to make sure you're still able to breathe. You don't want to be running your face into the fence. Aaron Rowan would do that probably.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up, Aaron Rowan, Phillies fence. He went around, and that's 0-2 on Astor. Bottom of the fourth here at Canal, 5-0. Naamans off-speed pitch sent down the left field line, just foul. Count remains 0-2. So he took some off the pitch. Astor got around on it, but just foul, about a foot foul, landed not too far from us. Here comes Coach Andrew Ellis. He's going to tell us what's up for Tower Hill next year. He did a great job over at Tower this season. They had a fantastic year.
Really did.
Grounded down the right side, just foul.
And
He's got a hot dog. I bet you that's not for us.
And they beat the Dell Military Academy, one of the only teams to beat them.
A little bit of a surprise, but it's everybody's day. Tower had a good team. Good team led by Coyne, but he was not alone. You can't win by yourself, right? Does not go on that one. 1 and 2. I mean, in baseball, you can't win with one. I mean, a great pitcher really helps your chances, but you got to still score some runs and play some defense. There's swing and miss, strike 3. 12 straight retired by Stiebel. He retired 18 straight the other day, so he's up to 30 straight batters. And he pitched. He shut out Pike Creek Jay. Him along with Abram Judy, they combined for a 4-0 win over Pike Creek in the opener of this tournament. And it was at Naamans on July 7th. Did not pitch against Newark National. And then he pitched again against Brandywine the other night. So it looks like Naamans has allowed 1 run in 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, that's getting it done, right? You know.
We didn't even take a commercial break, did we?
Nah.
We just kept going.
You were on a roll, so I didn't want to stop you.
We'll take one after the top of this inning.
Yep.
Liam Mitchell on the hill for Brandywine. 3 innings 4 innings pitched for Ganovich. Gave up 5 runs. Touched at the beginning and the end, but he was really good in the middle.
Yeah, he really has. Yeah, he really was. He settled down. Yeah, first inning, it was the 2 doubles. At one point, he retired 7 in a row.
So Liam Mitchell in the pitch, and he will face Jude Sawyer, Abram Judy, and Justin Tetrick. Just looking at 5 runs given up. By Ganovich. Jay really didn't give up a lot of hits. He had the 2 doubles in the first inning. Gave up a couple of singles in that last inning, and that was it. 4 hits, 5 runs on 4 hits. Couple of walks, got to him. A really good job by Jason Ganovich. He may not think so, but I think he did a fantastic job.
I really do. I think he did. You know, he almost got out of that first inning with no damage after loading the bases with no out.
Alrighty, so your batter will be, we mentioned, Jude Sawyer. Started as an extra hitter. Honestly, I don't know if he's still extra hitter, but I know that's where he started. Jay, third base for Brandywine is number 18, Bryce Avent. So he's in at the field now. Pitched a little bit high. And Wes Fisk moves from third base to shortstop for Brandywine. Is that ball? Is it hit by pitch? Abram Judy struck out his first time up. He started in right field and then moved to extra hitter. Pitch is low and outside. Catcher Ryan Coleman thought about throwing down to first, but Sawyer is too close to the bag. Here's the pitch to Judy, grounded to third base. Avent comes into the game, goes to second for one. They're going to get the lead runner, the important lead runner, and that's out number one.
That's very important. And a little league, Mike, you know, base is only 60 feet apart. Hard to turn those double plays. Kind of like softball, you know.
So Judy reaches on a fielder's choice. Justin Tetrick, the batter, he struck out his first time up. Foul ball there, Jay. But I know with Grandma watching in Orlando, Justin's probably feeling the energy. I'm thinking not a strikeout. The lights are on here at Canal. We'll see how Justin does here. Showing bunt, lays it down. That's a good one. Avent, good play by Bryce Avent. He comes in and gets it and fires to first base.
That was a heck of a play.
What a nice play by Avent.
That was a great bunt. I mean, he laid that down, and I thought he was going to get a base hit out of it, but what a play.
We're going to call that a sack for Tetrick. It was a great bunt. He's showing bunt. This is Will Stewart. He struck out his first time up. This is when Ganovich was in the midst of striking out 7 out of 9 batters. He finished with 8 strikeouts, by the way. Jason Ganovich. Oh, it fools him on that one.
Yeah.
It's a foul ball, so Abram Judy cannot advance. He's at second with 2 outs and 2 strikes here on Stewart. Liam Mitchell delivers just a bit high, 1 and 2. Now they got some gas going in the bullpen here.
You can hear that globe popping.
Outfielders playing up a little bit here. Fly ball to left, and Jay, that's the right call. That ball sneaks in. So it's going to be a play at home. Judy goes in, he scores. Play at second off the glove of the fielder. So we're going to score that as single for Stewart. He's going to get the RBI.
That was a good piece of hitting. With 2 strikes. Like you said, he found a spot.
They had the outfielders up, but just not far enough. That just over the head over the infield. That's a line drive up the middle. That's caught by the second baseman. Nice play. That was Tyler Overly with the play there. I thought that was up the middle. Our vantage point fooled me. All right, Jay, I think we owe our advertisers a commercial, so we're going to take a quick break. All right, we're back here at Canal. The left fielder, Jay, for Naamans in front of us, Mr. Ricciardi. Joe Ricciardi looked like a throw from, I'm not sure if it came from right or center, almost knocked him over. But he made the catch. All right, the batter is Cal Steinauer against Josh Steebles. Steebles has been literally unhittable tonight. They've made some contact on him, but when they've needed defense, they've gotten it. There's a ground ball down the right side through, and that's going to be a play. It's going to be safe at first for Cal Steinauer. Jay, what's the call on that one? That's a base hit.
Yep.
Is it smoked past Aulick, the first baseman, and the first hit for Brandywine. They trail 6-0. They needed something, and that's what they needed right there. Tyler Overly, the second baseman, he grounded out the right, bunted. It was played by Steeble the first time. This time he swings up the middle. Diving stop by the shortstop. Played at second. What a play by Nick Rubino. A diving stop. That's a top play candidate if we had him during the summer.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a great play. And the presence of mind to flip and get the lead runner.
Good job covering there by second baseman Matt Robinette. You know, when your dad's are the coaches, that's the kind of stuff you got to do, right? Rubino makes the sliding stop. Robinette gets over from second base to cover. Well, that was hit really hard. It was a great swing, a great sliding stop, diving stop by Rubino. Wow, I'm impressed. Did I say Rubino? Looks like Sawyer is now playing shortstop. This is a base hit to left field, so my apologies. Nick, that's Jude Sawyer, the shortstop. They made a switch when I wasn't looking. So I want to give credit to Jude Sawyer for that diving stop, but the base hit there by Ganovich. And they have runners at first and second with one down, so that play by Sawyer even more important. There's a ground ball to second base. They go to second for one. Sawyer fires the first, not in time. So they get the lead runner, Carter McCann, on another fielder's choice. So they're putting battle on the ball. This one goes 4-6 for out number 2. Wes Fisk, he flied out to right his first time up. Brandywine with a runner 60 feet away, pitches inside. But some great defense here by Naamans. Sawyer makes the stop on the diving dives on the ground ball, and then looks like Robinette makes the play. Swing and a miss, 1-1. He's not getting cheated on those cuts. If he reaches, Ryan Coleman will bat. So my apologies. They made some switches when I wasn't looking. Fouled off the umpire. He took it off the arm. The umpire will not be pitching tomorrow night. They got padding everywhere, but not on those arms.
No, they do not.
But Brandywine getting a good composite, not wood, on the bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Naamans is bringing the leather.
Yeah, really have. Outstanding defense.
They do have 2 hits in this inning. They just look like they're ready to break through on the hits.
Like you said, he threw the no-hitter against Brandywine.
Umpire is over there just trying to shake
Thursday.
it off. Yeah, no-hitter on Thursday. And
4 innings today through has no hits, so.
Yeah, the umpire looks like he's ready to go. That was a shot, foul ball right off his right arm. Pitch is high. It's a 2-1, I believe.
I have 2-2.
2-2? Okay.
Not that I'm right.
Yeah, you could be right because I'm not in a place where I can see the straw
No,
ball strike.
and he's not very loud.
Swing and a miss. The ball's dropped, and they throw it down to first. That must be being changed from the old Little League rules. That is strike 3, however. And Naamans gets out of any trouble here. No runs, 2 hits for Brandywine. We head to the 6th inning. It's 6-0 Naamans.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. we just clicked like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Alrighty, back at Canal. Jay, and you just got back from vacation. I'm heading to vacation in about 10 days or so. And
Pat's down there right now.
Pat's at the Outer Banks. It's Nick Alessandrini. His vacation's over for the next 18 years. Congrats to 302 Sports' own Nick Alessandrini on the birth of baby number 1. Did we get a name?
Yeah, I thought he texted it the other day.
I gotta check.
I never get the text messages. I got the Android. I just don't always get your text messages.
Let's see.
I did see the picture.
I can't read that text. No, I don't see a name. Alessandrini, if you're watching, we need a name. Congratulations to Nick and Riley on baby number 1. But, Nick, that doesn't get you out of high school football, my man. All right, Mitchell out for inning number 2 in relief. He's facing Matt Robinette. Max Fox and Joe Ricciardi here in inning number 6. Strike call, 1-1. It's a pretty pleasant evening here. A little muggy, not too bad.
How Knicks fans doing a great job of cooling us
Nick's
off.
got the fan there. We got a fan on the table here. And I know it's 6-0, but I think the game feels closer than that. That one bounces in. Of course, if Naamans wins, they will win District 2. If Brandywine comes back to win this one, they will play, it says tomorrow night.
It is.
Tomorrow night right back here. Ball 4, and that's a walk for Robinette. He's on base for the second time tonight. Thanks again to the folks at Little League, Brandywine, Naamans, and Canal, getting us all the lineups. Canal's hooking us up here. What's that? Aurora. Ground ball to Avon. He goes to second for 1. On to first, not in time. Another good play by Bryce Avon at third base to get the lead runner.
Yeah, he's been really good. They're going to get the lead runner. It's hard to turn the double plays in the Little League.
Yeah, he only has 60 feet between bases, and then that brings Joe Ricciardi to the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. He has scored twice. Max Fox has scored twice. He's on first base. Throw down to first. Fox gets back in there. Josh Stiebel is on deck. Pitch a little low and outside. Good crowd on hand down the first base line and third base line. Down here in Canal territory. Ball's fouled straight back. I'm trying to think when I played Little League, I think Claymont we had an all-star game down here once. But it was like 100 years ago, so my memory might be a little hazy. That pitch is a little high. We played a lot of our all-star games at home because we had a nice complex up there. Dyer Field's a great Little League complex. Pitch just missed. That's ball 4. I always like playing under the lights, which was kind of, you get the schedule in like March or whatever, and the first thing we would do is look and see how many games under the lights we'd have. We
were always guaranteed one night game at Naamans.
And we had a double headers. We used to play. There was a game at 6 and then a game at 8.
Yep.
You know, 'cause school's out, right? Or it was the end of the school year when nobody really was paying attention anymore. And I mean, if my teachers are listening, Yeah, I did mean that. We weren't paying attention anymore. We were just playing baseball by that point. But it was awesome. Play those games at Dyer. Ripped into right field. They're going to get that ball in. They're going to hold. Now they're going to send a runner, and he's going to score. Fox is in for the 7th run. He had stopped at third base, Jay. Did you give him the RBI on that one? Doesn't matter. He scores the run single for Stiebel and the RBI. We're going to give him a run bet in because we like Josh. And that makes it 7-0. Nick Rubino, the batter. He is 0 for 2. Runners at first and second for Naamans. They now lead 7-0. 3 runs scored now for Max Fox. Grounded to the left side. It's through for a base hit. They're going to throw it back to the mound, and nobody's going to advance. Bases are loaded with one out here. We'll see if Brandywine brings that infield in.
I would think
for the big cat, man. Isaac Gall is not the kind of guy you want to be playing up on.
I was just about to say.
They're going to have a meeting at the mound, probably set some
I mean,
defensive.
the thing is, to play at any base, but you gotta try and go home if you can. Just because it's so hard to turn to double plays.
Dude, Don't Stop Believing playing in the background there. It's a. See, now I'm making 80s references stuff here, but that's an 80s song that people still play today. I think that was on the Escape album back in like 81. All right, here's Olive. That's a ball. 1-0. Isaac is 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. 2 runs batted in. Chopper to the shortstop area, gets through. Nice barehanded play by the left fielder. They're going to hold him to 1 run. What a play out there by Cal Steinauer. That took a funny hop, and he just reached up and barehanded the ball.
Barehanded. It was a nice play.
Brings up the catcher, Vinny Alfieri.
3 runs driven in by the big cat.
This one's grounded to short. Everything. Little confusion. They get them out at home. Played there by Wes Fisk. Jay looked at 2 different bases before he went home, and he still got the runner. Great play by Fisk.
That's the thing with the infield playing in. He's just right on top of it. When he gets the ball, he has time to make a decision. I think he realized there was no way he was going to get the double play. So you got to get the runner at home.
So that's a fielder's choice. Gets Alfieri on deck, or on board rather. Nolan Gordon, the extra hitter, is 0 for 2. Pitches outside. That was seen some defense here from Brandywine. That barehanded play in the outfield by Steinauer, and then the play by Fisk at shortstop. That ball's fouled up and out of play over the left field side. So Naamans has extended the lead to 8-0. Here's the pitch. Sent into center field. Right there is the center field. I want to make sure it's the same number, Nick, before I say anything. Number 8. And that is, I'm sorry, number 3. That center fielder is Leo Astor. They did not change the center fielder, but it was a good play by Astor to make that play. And we head to the bottom of the 6th, 8-0. We'll see if Stiebel comes back out. I don't see why he wouldn't. He's going to have some time off before the next round. He's going to have plenty of rest.
Yeah, as long as he's not at the pitch count. I don't see why he would not be back in.
Jay, we're not that far away from the beginning of practice for fall high school sports. Just a reminder, as usual, 302 Sports will be your go-to for high school sports action and news. Don't forget to check us out on DelawareLive.com. We've had content all summer. And we got more coming. We've got stuff planned that you don't even know about yet. We've had a lot of fun doing our top games and our surprise teams of the year. Jason here responsible for a lot of that content. I gotta tell you though, if we're ranking players, I'm out.
Yeah, I will not do that.
Nope.
You're absolutely right. Oh,
I will contribute to the other ones, no problem. In fact, Jay, the top games that we did, I had put together a list that I'd never sent to you, but there were about 7 of the ones that were on the list I had on my list as well. So yeah, so we're gonna get started soon with our high school coverage, but we want to get some other action in like Little League. This is number 10, Ryan Coleman. He'll be followed by Bryce Avent and Matt Solinger here in the 6th. Shows bunt, pulls back, it's a strike. Steve will back out there for the 6th inning with a comfortable lead. Giving up 2 hits tonight. That pitch is outside. Both in the last inning, and Brandywine really hit the ball well in the 5th inning.
Really did.
Pitch is low, 3-1.
Had the their 2 hits. They had runners on base.
Some good defense by Naamans. There's a fly ball toward left, just gets over the shortstop. Speaking of base hits, there's one for Coleman's catcher. And that's hit number 3 for Brandywine tonight. See if they can string something together. Bryce Avent, the batter. He'll be followed by Matt Solinger. So a runner on, nobody out. Yeah, Bryce played some good defense out there at third base
Really
as well.
has.
Takes the pitch just a bit high. Strike, ball 1. Thanks for joining us tonight. That pitch is outside, 2-0. And the Phillies being off tonight, we're glad everybody decided to tune in for some Little League baseball. Strike 1, 2-1 to count to Avent. It was an exciting weekend at the bank. A lot of rain delays yesterday in particular. Chop to third. They go to second for 1, and not going to be able to get 2. Nice play on that third base down there by Tetrick.
I like the fact that they had a regularly scheduled doubleheader on Saturday.
On Saturday, 2 long days.
But, normally you don't see that anymore. The only doubleheaders you get are for rainouts and stuff. But, yeah, that one was scheduled. I think both teams wanted the extra day of the All-Star break.
That pitch gets through the catcher, and Avent's going to advance to second. I know they had the Padres for 4 games, and with the All-Star break extending through Thursday now, unless they were going to play a wraparound series and play tonight, they had to schedule a doubleheader. So, and then there's rules about playing a West Coast team playing on East Coast, and depending on where their next series is and how many games in a row you can play, that's all in the collective bargaining agreement.
And that's what was discussed yesterday too, for the rain delay.
That ball's grounded towards second. Played there for out number 2 by Matt Robinette. Makes the play there for out number 2. Good one there. Runner advances to third. Jay, the second batter reached third base today. Batter's going to be number 3, Carter Palmer. He is 0 for 1. Flew out to center. He made good contact. Foul tip. Thought I heard hit the bat there. He made good contact, but Max Fox, the center fielder, was right there to make the play. 0-1 pitch. A little low and outside, 1-1. That ball's fouled over the third base dugout. 1-2. Stick around after the game. We'll have a little short roundup. Pitch is high. It's been a while, so we have to figure out if we remember what we're doing. 2-2 pitch. Gets behind the catcher, but not enough for Avent to come home. But the count is full, I believe. on Palmer. Low, and he gets the walk.
It's a great at bat.
They'll bring Will Noble to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight, but he's got 2 batters there. Strike 1 call. We have a new left fielder I just noticed in front of us, Will Stewart. And the game's over. I'm not sure what the umpire called there, Jay. The batter has no idea either. I think it was a foul. Wasn't it a foul tip? Maybe, I don't know. That's going to do it. Your final score, Naamans 8, Brandywine nothing. We'll take a quick break, and we're back with a quick recap after this.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris. I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
All right, welcome back to Canal Little League. Apparently, while I was looking at my scorebook, they picked off the runner at first base, and I was pretty confused. That's why I sounded more than usual confused.
Oh, you didn't see what happened?
No, I didn't see it because I was looking at my scorebook. All righty, so just some quick stats here from tonight. Matt Robinette, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Max Fox was 1 for 3. He scored all 3 times. He was on base on a fielder's choice, a hit by pitch and a walk. So only a 1 at bat, but he scored 3 times. 1 for 1 with the walk and a hit by pitch. A fielder's choice and hit by pitch, rather. I'm sorry, he batted twice. Anyway, Joe Ricciardi also scored 3 times. He was 1 for 1. He walked twice. Josh Stiebel, 1 for 3 with a run batted in. And Isaac Aulick was on base all 3 times. He had 2 hits and 2 at-bats and 3 runs batted in. So big night for the Big Cat. And then Abram Judy, 0 for 2, but he did score a run there in the 5th inning. They scored 3 in the first, Jay. Then Ganovich did a good job shutting them down there for 2.5 innings. They touched him again in the 4th inning for 2 more. And then they scored the last 3 runs off William Mitchell. But a good job by Naamans. Congratulations. They'll be playing downstate next week as we so they're going to hand out some awards here. You see Nick's moving the camera. Sorry about the little bit of movement there, Jay.
Yeah.
Well, we want to make sure we get the presentations here. So they're apparently going to bring all the players in for their awards. Thanks to District 2, Canal Little League, Naamans Little League, and Brandywine for everything they did. They got all these printouts here with the lineups and some factoids and things like that. And thanks to Canal for giving us some extension cords so we could plug in here in left field. I think Benny Mitchell is going to have the game on the 25th for you down at Nanticoke.
Well, I think he's just doing the championship, so whenever.
Okay, whatever the championship is, but it is at Nanticoke.
Yep.
So the two neighboring rivals here, Brandywine and Naamans, go at it. Naamans comes out on top. This year they've had a nice little run out there at Naamans. I had a lot of friends of mine played Brandywine Little League growing up. Lots and lots of my high school friends played there. All the kids I knew went either played Claymont or Brandywine. Now Naamans receiving their awards, and congratulations to Naamans for played well. They played defense when they needed to. Brandywine got some runners on tonight, got some hits. They didn't get any hits the last time.
Yeah, like you said, congratulations, Naamans, as they will.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Great season for Brandywine, and also a great year for the Brandywine All-Stars. Just ran into Josh Stiebel, and Stiebel's going to be tough no matter who they play along the way.
Yeah, I don't have the matchup. Normally, the team that hosts will team that represents the host team will have the first day off. It's a double elimination tournament, so the other two teams would play, and then probably and then however they set it up.
You're getting a close-up look here at the Naamans guys as they run by. They have the banner here. Now they're getting instructions here.
Yeah. Like you said, a solid game and a solid championship.